Ladies and gentlemen, Tattoo Avanti, and welcome to a ship review. Now today we are taking a look at the Mustang Alpha. Now this has had a rework, so I'm calling it V2. It's nothing like the original one. It's a totally different ship, if you have to be fair. I think the idea of the ship still exists, but it's different in every way. But saying that, I believe it's definitely an upgrade on the original ship, because if you put one of the old ones against this, side by side, I'm pretty confident most of you have probably picked this ship, but let me know in the comments on what you think. So, where do we start? There's quite a few bits to go through on this. Like I said, it's pretty much a totally new ship. You can see the weapons on the front there. Cockpit seat, glass, nice glass canopy. It's got this nose thing on the end, which they probably could have reduced down a little bit. This is the Citizen Con variant. It's exactly the same. It's not a variant. It's just a skin, sorry. Wheels there. The carriage actually all folds up inside. Quite animated, this ship as well. All the wings fold out. All these little doors close. Everything folds up. So once it's actually in flight, it does look quite nice. We could have a look at that when we jump in. The wings, obviously. I imagine this is going to be pretty decent for carrying these in sort of larger ships, because having the ability to put the wings down obviously saves on space. And you can fly with the wings down, i.e. in landing mode. You can't go over a set speed. I like the materials. They're pretty decent. Looks a bit dirty. I'm surprised it started dirty. Should really start clean, really, shouldn't it? Would have thought. Maybe it's because I've been using it. Inside the arms there, you can see the hydraulic rams that pull the... Is there any locking pins? I suppose them things there are the locking pins. Surely it's not just the ram that holds that in. Gone all out with the detail here. Looking for the rear as well, eh? Sharper lines on this one. Sits quite nice as well. I like the fact that the landing legs are quite high up. It's a little bit more forgiving when you land as well, because all these rocks and everything around the place. You could probably land in the middle of a rock, couldn't you? Which is handy. And the belly of the ship sits quite high as well, so quite forgiving. The other thing it's got, because it does come with cargo, 6 units, this one, is you've actually got the ability to... There it is. How cool is this? Look at this, look. There's your cargo. No doubt one of the main reasons they had to rework the ship, because in the previous one I couldn't imagine where you were going to get that huge box in. It was supposed to clip underneath, wasn't it? That was the original. The original one just had like a little clip thing underneath that just clipped that box in. But this one, you cannot even tell it's there once it folds up. Look. Pretty cool, eh? It makes the ship continually look nice and has the ability to carry cargo, rather than you fly around with this huge box strapped to the bottom of the ship. And the other disadvantage, obviously, with having the box on the bottom, once your sort of low-level ground clearance is a lot lower. Let's open that one more time. You can open this and close this also from the cockpit area as well. Pretty decent, eh? Now clearly with the other variants, if you don't have the cargo, you've got interior space and so on. Really animated, isn't it? You've got the legs, you've got this box, you've got all the folding wings. I think they had to do this. I think they've got to make these starter ships a little bit more interesting. Particularly all the base starter ships, I think. Definitely made this one a contender for a super cool ship, isn't it? If I had to pick a starter ship, probably be this one, you know. Jump inside. Now you can see the huge canopy it's got. Now, clearly, it looks like it's got loads of space behind it, but if you have one of the other ones where it's got interior space, And I'll do a review on them shortly anyway. So you can do a few options here. Obviously you can open the ladder. Pretty cool. Open the canopy. Open canopy is quite a... You will use this. Open canopy only, i.e. when you're flying around doing missions in the PU, or later on when it goes live, the ability to open the canopy and just EVA out and leave your ship there, and then come back and just get back straight in the cockpit seat, because you don't want to be coming up the steps when you're in EVA, clearly. You want to be just coming in through the canopy, and that's the reason why it's like that. I've always preferred the ones where you can get out from the canopy, to be fair, than run round the back, come out the back door, and a little bit slow with them ones. If you've got to get away quickly, you want to just better get in the seat and fly off, not, you know, open the airlock door, run through, get round the chair, get in the chair, power on. Time to take off is a lot slower. Not with this one though. And this is one of the reasons I've always liked the M50, because it's very similar in some ways. You know, you can just jump in and off you go. So here we are inside. Pretty decent. I know there's a few little things that need fixing on this. One of them is the jump computer. The circle does get in the way a little bit. But one of the things I do like is this. How cool is this? I think this is probably one... Actually, I think it is the best display. I really like that, rather than having all the small ones. The only thing I probably would have changed, and it's only a small thing, I would have rather been like about here. So that not zoomed view, right? So about there. I'll tell you why, because that small bit makes quite a difference, because it hires the centre pip. Because at the moment, you can see where it is. It'd probably be better if it was about there. And your view was a bit lower. It's a bit low at the moment. That's where it sets at the moment. Hang on a minute, just about here. But what you do gain is clearly just an amazing view, isn't it? I mean, it's perfect, isn't it? You're doing some missions. This is going to help you. Dare I say, it would be quite a good flight trainer as well, wouldn't it? If you want to practice flying, landing, you've got great vision. Can't see through the floor. You do have an eject. You can open and close everything from here and lock it, obviously. And then you've got your power on and so on. This just looks super sharp, doesn't it? I like this. Obviously, you can interact with all these and change all these settings and so on. And you get some information here as well on the UI. Needs a little bit of adjusting. I think it just needs adjusting for the ship, that's all. Overall, pretty impressed. I think we're flight ready anyway, so let's go into flight ready.
Engine systems disabled. Engine systems enabled. Launch complete.
Okay, that was a little bit odd. Either way. So, you can see from the outside. Zoom out a little bit here. We can't do a massive amount, but let's have a look from the rear first of all, and we'll put the landing. Just want to see the legs as well, don't we? Cool, them legs really wind up, don't they? In fact, I think we're going to have a look underneath. I really like the fact that everything folds away. It's just nice and neat, nice and clean, well put together. Let's do that again. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And we'll just pan around the front as well and have a look around from the front. Just about here. You can barely tell where the wheel comes out. It's really well put together, isn't it? This is years and years, or literally years and years of Star Citizen getting better and better at putting these ships together. Really well done. I think there's lots of reasons to Lots of reasons to like the ship, absolutely. So what's it like to fly it? Yeah, actually pretty good, you know, it flies quite well, I do like it. The only downside, you're never going to get the perfect ship because that would just obviously be unfair to some extent. The obvious thing is clearly, if you look on the terrain here, on the terrain level, if I go to the highest, or this terrain level, you are a little bit limited. If I put in the center pit now, to, you know, your left and right, it's not the end of the world by any means, but you know, you've got good view down here. You can see me there, my little shadow. Could just do a little bit of a fly forward and fly forward at a slight angle, just to make it a little bit better, but overall, pretty impressive. Really like it. I'm going to say it's probably one of the best starter ships now, absolutely. I really like this. I think the design's really good. Everything's just well put together. It's nice from the outside, it looks pretty cool. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've got one and what do you think. It's definitely up there with I think the #1 starter ship in the game now, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to taking a look at these other ones as well. Particularly the old camper van, the exploration variant, because if you remember before, quite a small space, isn't it, inside, and I'm really interested to see what they've done with the interior of that ship. Nice thrusters as well. Overall, just a really, really cool, well put together ship. 10 out of 10, Star Citizen. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.